Okay, this time I want to talk a little bit more about structs. I have a pretty straightforward struct here, type vertex, and I declare a variable of type vertex, and I use the shorthand to initialize it. Now let's say I knew the value of x, but I didn't know the value of y. I just wanted it to be the default for a float 64, which happens to be 0. Now if I try to do this and just set the first value, then I will get an error. Too few values in struct initializer, which is somewhat expected. What I can do to get around this is specifically set x equal to 1.0 using a semicolon. Go ahead and save that and run, and sure enough, as expected, everything works. The y value of the vertex was set to 0, which, as I said, is the default for float 64 if you don't give it a value. There's another thing you can do with structs, namely embedded structs. That's where you take one type of struct and use it within another. So let's declare another struct, type game character, and this struct is going to have a field of type int called life, and it's also going to have a vertex field, which will represent its position in space. Now let's go ahead and use this by declaring a variable of type game character. We'll give it a name main character and type game character. To set its fields, we can go ahead and use dot notation. We can do this also for the embedded type. If we go ahead and change our print line and run it over in the terminal, everything works. One shorthand that we could do is that it's not actually necessary to use this vertex identifier to set the fields of an embedded type. Now let's say we want to go ahead and use shorthand to declare this main character variable because it's too long as it is. We can use colons to declare the value. I'm just going to set the field vertex equal to our vert variable and life equal to 10. Using a colon, of course, and you have to have another comma if you're going to use a new line. And let's say I wanted to be even more compact, I could go ahead and copy and paste this initialization to right here and change our print line, and ta-da! And there you have it. That is how you declare and initialize embedded types.